Hello. I don't know if my camera is working. Can you see me?
Oh, you need to start sharing it because I think you probably just see the preview at the moment.
Start sharing. Yes, exactly. It's okay? Yes, okay. So I will start. So hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. It's a great pleasure to have the opportunity to present European Film Factory to the eTwinning community. So my name is Lucie Guérin. I'm from the Institut Français, and I'm in charge with my colleague Adeline Chauveau of the European Film Factory project. So I will start by making a very short presentation of the project. Then Louise Andrieux from Art Education will show you more in details the platform. And Dimitra Drakaki will show you then the educational kit that we created for the platform. At the end, we will have a short Q&A session. So please write down your question in the chat and we will answer them at the end. So to present the project, the Institut Français is the lead partner of European Film Factory. The Institut Français is the public institution responsible for the international cultural actions of France, under the supervision of the French Ministry of Europe and Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Culture. We work in close collaboration with our network of Institut Français and Alliance Française abroad. And our mission are part of a European perspective, of which European Film Factory is one of the results. The project is born from a fruitful collaboration with our two partners, which are the forefront of digital innovation in schools, Art Education, which is behind the technology of the platform, and European SchoolNet, which is behind the educational materials. So together we answered a call of proposal for film education by the Creative Europe Media Programme from the European Commission, and we won that call and we received a 1 million euros grant to develop the project. So with this project, our mission is to raise awareness on the importance of film education for teachers, educational leaders and institutions. And we see European Film Factory as an opportunity to connect students and teachers from all over Europe, nurture European value and alert on contemporary issues. So we launched the European Film Factory platform at the end of August. So during a very unprecedented and complex start of school year due to the crisis. Some students are working from home, some are still in class, but we see Open Film Factory as a tool that can easily be used in all school settings in Europe, and it strengthens the link between teacher and students around film. So to introduce you to European Film Factory, it is a free film education platform available on all devices, so computer, tablet, and smartphone, and in 8 languages, which are German, English, French, Spanish, Italian, Greek, Polish, and Romanian. So all the platform, all the films, all the educational materials are available in these 8 languages. So the platform is dedicated to teachers and students from 11 to 18 years old of all the countries of Creative Europe Media Programme. Only the countries part of the Creative Europe Media Programme can have access to the platform. So the important thing is that both teacher and student can have their own account on the platform. So the core of the platform is a catalogue of 10 important films of European cinema, films that have been landmark on the history of European cinema. The films that are listed on the slide you can see were selected by a jury composed of experts in education and in film literacy. And we wanted to have a wide range of films. Some may be easier to grasp, such as Bill Elliot, or some, or The Secret of Kells, or films that are more demanding, like La Strada by Fellini, for example. And besides having the film available and subtitled in the 8 languages that you can watch on the platform, we also secured the rights to organize cinema screenings for schools with partner cinema and associations. So every film on the platform is associated with educational kit and interactive tools. And I will now let Louise Andrieux present you the platform, and then Dimitra will present you the educational material that we created. And in the meantime, I will copy-paste in the chat the links to the platform and to our social media accounts, which include a YouTube channel where you can find the trailer for the project, tutorials, and interviews of the film directors of the platform. So thank you very much, and I will pass the floor to Louise now.
Thank you very much, Lucy. Nice to meet you all. I'm very glad to be here today and to present you the European Film Factory platform. My name is Louise Andrieux. I'm in charge of content, training, and education for Arte Education, which is a branch of the German and French, like the European, basically, TV channel Arte. ARTE. So basically, our company makes educational services, and we are involved in the project as technical experts. We made the platform, and we created it based on our experience of doing that kind of platforms. I will then share my screen in a second to show you the platform. But basically, as an introduction, I can say that the goal was really not only to provide a catalog, like a classical SVOD platform where you can, look at some movies and look at them, stream them, but only to have some innovative tools. Lucy mentioned it. So that really this website can be used in order to enhance the educational experience of teachers and students. So I will share my screen and show you how the platforms work. So basically, can you now, I guess you can see my screen now? So as Lucy just said, the European Film Factory platform is free, totally accessible for any teacher and student in Europe. And basically, each teacher has to create his own account before starting. So it's very simple. You go on europeanfilmfactory.eu and you have here the languages, the 8 languages. So you can choose. I will put the website in English for this presentation. You just have to click on free registration to choose if you're a teacher or a student, and then to create your account. And you have to define a username and password. And then you will be able to use this username and password to connect to your own personal account. So please do ask any question in the chat, and I will take them at the end of the presentation. So I created an account with my username and my password. So it's a really easy to use platform. The thing that we wanted to do is really that any teacher can use it, whatever his or her level is regarding digital skills. So it's really easy to use. So here you can choose again the language. You can modify some criteria regarding accessibility. For example, to change colors, contrasts, and this kind of stuff. So it's useful to know it. Here you have your personal account. It's a place where you will always have to go to find out about your informations, but also the movies you worked on and this kind of stuff. And we'll see why it's interesting to use this personal account. When you scroll down on the home page, basically it's very easy. You have the catalog. Just scrolling down the home page, the catalog appears, and you can see here the 10 movies coming from 10 different countries, available in 8 languages, and you can just click on a movie to see the technical, the data sheet and all the information. So basically when you click on a movie, you can stream it, so watch it online. You can download it, so that's very interesting. We really thought about all the teachers who have not a very good internet connection in the school, so you can download it and put it on a key or somewhere and then look at it without any internet connection. You just need to know you will have to download a small player. So you will have to download the European Film Factory offline player, but it's very easy to do. Then when you scroll down, you have information about the movie. The data sheet is really interesting. It can be used actually with the students to do some activities. You have technical information here. So it's really interesting to make them look at it and go search for some information here. Then you have the awards won by the movie. And finally, an educational kit for each movie. So there are 10 educational kits on European Film Factory, and Dimitra will present them just after my presentation. Also to note, there is a media kit which can be very useful to work with students. On this media kit, you have pictures, like official pictures, so without any legal problems or issues to use them. You have, so you can just download it and then you can see what you have in this media kit, but it's basically like official pictures. And finally, when you scroll down, you see community creations. Because the point of European Film Factory is not only, as I said, to watch the movies, but also to work on these movies. So you will be able, as well as your students or the students, to create some contents from a movie. So create what? Create either a personalized extract or a mind map. And this is a possibility for teachers as well as for students. So it's really also, this platform, a way to imagine activities with students in order to help them to improve their digital skills. So that's really important because you can also do some classical activities without any digital skills, like, for example, give them a quiz or a homework to do, like something to write on a paper or on their computer, but you can also make them use these tools, which I will present you now. So when some teachers do some mind maps or some extracts from this movie, you will find them at the end here, if they choose to make them public. Because you can, of course, choose to do some stuff, to create some contents, like extracts, and to keep them private, only for your personal use with your students. Then they will go on your personal accounts in My Extracts and My Mind Maps. So I was explaining that this space is really interesting and important, especially if actually you want to do some extracts and to work on the movies. So basically, before going into the details regarding the tools, so explaining you how to create some extracts and some mind maps, I will just explain you how the students can access the platform. So on the teacher's account, it's easy. You go on My Classes, and then you can create a new class. When you create a class, for example, I created the class that I named 3B. There is a code here with 4 letters and 4 numbers. You have to give this class code to the student, and then the student will go on the European Film Factory website. So your student will just go on free registration, choose this time the student button, and here enter the code, the class code that the teacher gave him. And this allows the students to create his own account and to have an ID and password. So I hope it's clear enough. Don't hesitate to ask any questions. So I go back on the teacher's account. So I was telling that you can create some extracts and some mind maps, and you can ask your students to do so also. So how to do that? On any movie, you just have to click on the button Create. Let's create an extract. You have a 4-step process that allows you to create and to finalize your content. So the first step is just to decide which part of the movie you want to work on. So for example, I decided I will work on this part. Then you can also put here the time codes if it's easier for you, or if you identified earlier really some precise parts of the movie. You can preview your content, and when you're satisfied, you can just continue. Second step, it's not a compulsory step. It's just really if you want to. You can annotate your extract. So if you want, you can add some text, some images, and some sound in your extract. So I will show you. Here, for example, I can add a question for my students. I just have to click on the text button on the right side of my screen and add a question. For example, question 1. Then you can choose many options about this, and you can just finish, save, and here you see the small pictogram. Here you can move it to just place it the exact moment you want. And finally, if you look at your extract, you can see on the screen the questions appearing. So you can add some image, but also some sound. Basically, I will just tell you some short activities that you can do with your students, but Dimitra will get into the details. You can just ask, for example, your students to create an extract, and the guideline could be justify your choice, which extract do represent the best main character's personality. And then the students have to create the extract, and they have to justify why they did it this way. Third step, the description. Just you have to give a title to your work. For example, here, Guest of the Day. And then you can ask your students to do some work about it in the description. You can ask them to do some activity and just give them guidelines here. But you can also here tell the other teachers using European Film Factory across Europe the way you thought about using this extract. For example, you can here mention the activity you imagine, and it can actually help some other teachers to do and implement this activity in class using your own extract. So this is really like the collaborative dimension of EFF, European Film Factory. So to finalize, you just select some subjects, the year, the student age of your target, and eventually some themes, and then you continue. And this is a final step where you have to define whether you want it to stay only for you or make it public. So if you make it public, then other teachers will be able to see it and to use it. And then you just have to share it with your group, your class here. You remember you created your class, and your students will be automatically connected to your class once they connected to European Film Factory. Then I post it, and I will find it in my personal space in here in my extract. And you see in my extract here I have test of the day that I just made today. Important to notice that you will always be able to find your drafts, even if you're not finished with what you were doing, you will find them in the draft section. Maybe I can show you how it works for students now, just to see, you will see for students where they find the work. So they connect with their ID and passwords. They defined it thanks to the class code that you give to them. I hope it's clear enough. So they connect to their account and they go to my extracts. And this time they will have this section shared with me. And this is where they will find the work sent by their teacher. So you see, I have been sending my extract test of the day to Mary Green, my student, and then Mary Green finds the extract in her account. So I will now show you just the mind map and how they can be used. So the second tool that we really developed is this mind map tools. So again, it's really something accessible both to teacher and students. So I will show you with a student account. For example, let's say my teacher asked me to do a mind map about Billy Elliot and to do the ID card of the movie, to do some research about it. So I will click on create, and this time a mind map and not an extract. And I will show you this tool, and I hope some of you will that doesn't know how it works, this kind of tool, because there are many tools offering mind maps. I hope you will understand very quickly the goal and the pedagogical interest of this tool. So this is a tool that actually allows you to organize your thoughts on a map. So basically, now the guideline is to create the ID card of the movie. So I will have to search for the director, for the place of shootings, for the date, for the historical context, and so on. So I can, you see here, I can do many things about this first element, which is actually the movie Billy Elliot. I can edit it, so I can give it a title, Billy Elliot movie, a description. This is the ID card of the movie. You can change many things like the size, the color, the thickness, the image, etc. And you can add some information. So you will be able here to add some new elements by clicking on the right side of the screen, and here click on the background to add a node. So you click here, and here you can add some information about the director of Billy Elliot. about it, to be more precise, you can add a URL. So you can add an internet link that will actually send you to a page that will give you information about the director. And finally, you can link the node one to another by clicking on this button, link to another node. So you can just make a link. And so on. So here, for example, historical context. And that's it. And you have a node. And the added value is really that you can add anything from the internet within these elements by clicking on edit and putting here the internet link. But you can also add some extracts that you've been doing on the platform. For example, you remember I've been creating an extract called Test of the Day. So on the left browser here up left, I can look for my extract. So I click Test of the Day and go on EFF. And I find my extract. So I can just drag and drop it on the map. So you can see I just place it on the map. And here I can make a link again. And I can again edit this extract. For example, this extract can give an example of, I don't know, it can be my favorite scene of the movie. Right, so I guess I hope you really see clearly the interest of this tool. And I'm going to ask to answer your questions now. So basically, to finalize your mind map, it's really easy, the same steps than for the extract. So you need to continue, then to describe, and then to choose your settings regarding the sharing and posting. So I hope it's clear enough. I will show you a last thing now. So I'm the student. I go on my Mindmaps. You see, I have a draft because I didn't finish it. So it's always on my draft here. You see. So basically, I will go again on the teacher account now to show you a little bit more about existing things that you will be able to find, because you will be able to find some mind maps produced by other people. So again, for example, if I choose Goodbye Lenin, I have a mind map here called Movies Progression. And I can just, you see, check on what other teachers have been doing. And here I see, oh, it can be an interesting activity to propose to my students to make the movie progression, like what are the main steps in this movie, step 1, step 2, and they have to fill in the information. And each time to give an example with the movie extract that they can add to their mind map. So I hope this was clear. I will just quit the screen sharing. And actually, I cannot see that. I will see your questions. So maybe there are many questions. I will try to, I don't know if Dimitra or someone already answered these questions in the chat or not yet.
Yes, Louise, we have been answering questions since they are coming in. There is one from Evgenia, that is the latest that it was not answered. Can we find all this in a video or link after the meeting to get feedback in case we forget a point from those you're presenting?
Definitely. I will show you. You can find some tutorials. So I will share again my screen. You will be able to find some tutorials. Normally, I will. On the help section, you have a help section here, and you have here a lot of questions that can be answered, and the tutorials, they should be here technically, but
sorry, this is Adeline. If I'm able to jump in, the tutorials are on the main page. If you go, if you scroll it down.
Here.
Yes, exactly.
I'm seeing that. Thank you very much. So here on the main page, you have tutorials about all the different settings and stuff that you can do with the platform. So this can be very useful also to share with students in order to really guide them into this kind of activities. But again, I would like to insist that on the educational kits that Dimitra will present, there are activities for any kind of digital level, basically. So you can do many activities using these movies without using the digital tools. You can do many activities without being a cinema or a film literacy teacher. You can be a history teacher, you can be a literature teacher. It's really open to any teacher actually, and activities you will see are very rich and adaptable. So any other question? What about Turkey schools? Could you please inform us about how to register from Turkey? I guess Turkey is... okay, Adeline is answering. Unfortunately, Jordan and Turkey for now are not part of Creative Europe Media. So I will let, of course, Adeline add some stuff if needed. But yes. Otherwise, other questions?
Sorry, as I wrote, and for everyone, Jordan and Turkey are for now not part of the Creative Europe Media program. So the platform is not available from there.
Sorry. Any other question that I actually maybe have not seen because I wasn't looking at the chat? Maybe, I don't know if Dimitra, you actually noticed some questions I didn't answer.
No, there was only one question, maybe that it's never enough to point out that the platform is free of charge for any teacher between the age of 11 to 18 and also for the students. So we should stress this out, especially now with the COVID situation, that it's important to know that you can work on the platform with your students in distance. So I think that's something important to point out when it comes to how to register the platform, etc.
Definitely. And again, it's really a tool that can be used in various ways in class with the students, but also from home with some simple exercises like quiz or, but I will let now Dimitra present you the educational kits, and I thank you very much for your attention.
So hello everyone, and I welcome you again if you were not here since the beginning when I welcome you at first. I'm going to just go through the educational kits of the platform, and I will present you about the educational kits, and then we will go a bit more in depth about what exactly they include and how you can use them. So what is the educational kit? So basically, to give you a bit of the background to understand more about the educational kits, as in eTwinning, there is also educational kits. It's something similar. So it's learning resources based on the 10 films of the platform. So we work together with a focus group of teachers. 16 teachers were selected to participate in this exercise, and they developed one kit per film. So if you register in the platform and you go to the page of one film, let's say the Billy Elliot film, there you can find a button that says download the educational kit, and then you have the kit of the film available in any language of the platform. So they are all translated in the 8 languages of the platform. So the kits were developed from the focus group teachers in collaboration with the pedagogical experts. We worked closely together, and they are tailored and adjusted to the film catalog. So they correspond to the specific films. I'm gonna go to the next slide to just speak a bit about the content of the kits. Why did we decide, first of all, to have this educational material in the platform? We thought it's important to have access in films, of course, but also we believe that as an objective of the platform is to equip teachers with the necessary skills in order to become effective in the pedagogical use of films. And we thought it's important that we provide them the material to get to know a film in depth, and also raise awareness about the richness of the European cinema. And finally, through these educational kits, you can bring better the knowledge and transfer it into your pupils in your classroom. So to achieve that, we designed the educational kits that are split in 2 main sections, the film analysis section and the activity section. So basically what you will find if you download an educational kit is 2 parts. The first part is the film analysis part, where we analyze in depth the film, and the second part is a part where we suggest activities that can be used in the classroom. First, to go a bit more, to talk a bit more about the film analysis part and what that means. You can see here in the slide I already shared with you the content of one film, of the Goodbye Lenin film, on the left side, and on the right side the one part of the kit of the Secret of Kells. So basically in the film analysis part there are 4 main sections. There is the film context, the expressive means, the historical context, and the recognition. First of all, when you open the kit, you have a synopsis of the film, if you haven't watched it, so you get to know what is the film about. And then a part about the director and the biography of the director and the previous work of the director, and etc. Then we go a bit more in depth of how this film was created and in what era it was created. And then we analyze the historical context. So let's say in the Goodbye Lenin case, we talk about the historical context that the film portrays, if you have seen it. And then we discuss a bit about the expressive means. So let's say the cinematography, the narrative, the character development, the use of the camera, all these choices that a director has to make in a film. And finally about the recognition, so basically how this film was perceived when it was released. This is the the first part, the film analysis part. We think it's a very important part in the kit because it's a part where it is written in a way that is very easy to read and understandable for anyone without previous knowledge on film education. So basically it's a way for any teacher who is interested to get to know more about film education. It's a tool, it's a resource to use to get to know more about the different aspects that are involved in the film production. And then we think that after the teacher has read this part and has gone a bit more in depth into the specific film they want to work with their students in their classroom, then we suggest activities to implement. These are just suggestions. So basically, you can choose to not implement them as they are exactly, but you can also adjust them in your classroom. But we developed them in collaboration with the teachers of the focus group who are also in school, so they could give us input about what we should include there. So if I go a bit into this part, into the activities part, it is important to mention, to show you basically how some activities look. So you can see here in the slide I share 2 different activities. The first one is for the film Swedish Love Story, and the second one is taken from Goodbye Lenin. And so you can see here that it's really a step-by-step guide. So you have all the steps that you need to do in the classroom to implement this activity if you want to teach about this aspect of the film. It indicates the age group, so whether this activity is best to be introduced to kids between 11 to 14 years old or 15 to 18. The level of difficulty, meaning that how much previous knowledge you need to have on film education to implement it, but also mostly how much time you will need also to spend in order to implement such activity, and the number of students that you can include in the activity. So whether it is individual work, whether you will do it individual with each student, or you can split them in groups, etc. Then under that, you see what kind of tools you will use. There are activities that you can use online tools, but also activities that you can use only offline tools. There are activities you can use tools of the platform, like in this one specifically it's recommended to use a mind map or external tools. But all these are suggestions, as I said before, so you can tailor it in your own class. Then the duration, how much time you will need to spend in the classroom to implement it with your students, what subject you can relate it to. So for instance, if you could link this activity to another subject that you might teach, let's say literature or science or mathematics, etc., because you will see, if you go in the activities, you will see that there are also activities that link to science. And the learning area, so basically what your students will learn if you work with them in this activity in the classroom. And then on the right side of the key of the activity, you see basically exactly how you can do it. It's never enough to say that you can tailor it as you want. And for instance, a mind map can be replaced by another tool that you might use, or when we say video editor, you can use some paper, for instance. So these are all suggestions that we think that you can take into account when you implement it. But if you see that there is something that works better in your classroom, then you can also just adjust. And this is the activities part. And I want to just maybe finish by saying that I forgot what I wanted to say. Yes, that the text of the kit, of all the kit from the beginning to the end, is written by, as I said earlier, by teachers. So it's really addressed from teacher to teacher, and we really try to make it to make the kits suitable for any level of previous knowledge of film education. So you can be very experienced, or you can also have no knowledge of film education, or you just want to start working on this subject, so they are suitable for all the levels. I don't know if you have any question that came into your mind while I was talking about the educational kit. Just to go back and repeat that you can find them under each film or in the platform. So first you need to register in the platform, and then you can choose the film you want to work on, and you can watch the film in this page, but also you can download the kit, or you can download all of them from the homepage of European Film Factory altogether. And finally, to repeat again that they are translated in the 8 project languages that I have listed also here. So English, French, German, Spanish, Romanian, Greek, Italian, and Polish. Any questions from your side about the kits or about anything else that is related to the European Film Factory platform that you would like to address? Or we were so crystal clear? I see some of you typing. Eugenia says it's all clear. That's good. I wanted to ask if you are already registered here in the platform, or you just discovered it for the first time. Besma asked why the platform is not available in Arabic. So I just want to maybe say a bit more about this, and then maybe Lucy and Adeline can also jump in. That the platform was launched in August, and it's a new platform, it's a new project, and we hope that it will grow and it will be expanded in the future. So for now we have these 8 languages, and of course in the future there is possibility that we will extend to more languages and also enrich the film catalog as well. I see that you say that it's your first time, you just found out about it, you have just registered. That's great. We would really like to hear your feedback after you use it. And I think Lucy and Adeline, if you could share in the chat the email address of European Film Factory. So if you have any questions, that you can write to us there. Antonia says, I want to use it in my lessons. That's great. We would really like to receive your feedback after you have tried a bit the platform. So if you see something that I don't know, some question that might arise after this presentation, because obviously when you start using it, you might have questions. So you can just write us in the email that Lucy just shared in the chat.
And Dimitra, if I can add something to what you just said. So when you register on the platform, you can ask to receive our newsletter, and if you agree to it, you will receive a newsletter when we announce our events, which are webinars presented by teachers, which present how they implemented the activity in their class. But we also organize master classes with the directors of the film catalog. So when we register, pay attention to register to our newsletter as well if you want to follow our events. We also promote them on our social media accounts, so you can also follow us on these accounts. Thank you.
That's a very good point, actually. That's very important to mention that we are running webinars at the moment. And now you are introduced to the platform, you discovered it, and if you want to learn more about a specific film, or if you want to follow a webinar in your national language, if it's one of the languages of the platform, we run webinars from now until March in the languages of the project. And the next one is the Polish webinar, and it's focused on the film Europa, Europa. So, and it's this Friday. I will just share the link here in the chat in case you're interested, if you speak Polish. And basically, what we do with this series of webinars, we try to introduce specific activities, and teachers share how they implement in their classroom. So they're really like hands-on experiences that they present, and you get to know more the specific film that they are presenting. So the next one is this Friday in Polish, and if I'm not mistaken, on 9th of December, it's the following one in Romanian. But I will also share in the chat. Yes, that's it. I don't know, Lucy or Adeline, if you want to add something else, or in case you have any other questions, otherwise we can conclude the seminar.
It's all good on my side, I think. Don't have anything to add. You said everything, Dimitar.
Okay, perfect. So thank you all for joining, and we're very glad to hear that after the webinar you registered in the platform. And if you have any questions, just write us in the email you saw in the chat here. Thank you, and have a good afternoon.